Thank you very much. Just a moment that I share the screen and to optimize everything. Okay, I would just like to ask you if you can see, if somebody can answer me if everything is okay with the presentation.
Marco, everything is good.
Okay, super. Thank you very much once again. I'm glad to be the part of the seminar again. I think it is my fourth or fifth or even more presentation in a row. And I'm really very glad that that the organizers invited me to this seminar. I choose or I prepared two topics. First of these topics will be introduced to you in this evening, and it is regarding the execution of counterattack regarding the opponent's tactic when returning to set defense. Of course, I will start with a little bit of theory, and afterwards I will switch to the more practical issues. Normally, every coach must first of all master basics, and at the beginning we will speak a little bit more about the basics that we recall a little bit this basic knowledge. So in the last period, we can observe a great development of tactics in handball, especially in set defense and in the attack on the set defense. So these two parts of the handball game, or these two phases or sub-phases of defense really developed on the very high level. Many tactical variants have been developed in the game 6-6, 5 versus 6, or 6 versus 5, as well as in the game 6 versus 7 versus 6, 6 versus 7. So in defense and in attack. So we can observe really a great development of tactical means in handball in these two sub-phases. But unfortunately, we could say that in contrast of these two phases, sub-phases, where really handball became a very complex sport in other two sub-phases. So in counterattack and return into the set defense, we cannot observe the same progress as it is in the previous mentioned attack on the set defense or game in the set defense. So it means that most of the coaches and other experts put a lot of attention how to play against the set defense and how to defend against this kind of the attack, and counterattack and return to the set defense somehow were not in the interest of the or at least it was not in the whole interest of the handball experts. So there were many reasons why it happened. We will try elaborate a little bit these reasons and find out how can we improve also the game in counterattack, and normally then also in return to the set defense. We can just speculate why development has gone in that direction. So there are some reasons. Especially I found two main reasons. I will try to explain it later on. First of all is the result of the matches. So it means that the play in the counterattack is much more risky than play when you play on the set defense. And the same is also valid for the returning into the defense. So one of the most important reasons is perhaps the reason that most of the teams, even in the young age categories, start to change players between attack and defense for a variety of reasons. So it can be just because some players are much better in defense than in attack, or vice versa. So it doesn't matter. But but many teams on the top level, there is almost no teams which don't change the players during these two sub phases. So when the attack on the set zone defense finish, then immediately some players leave the court and others enter. So it means that it slowed down the game, and many of these many of coaches opted for this kind of tactic, once again for a variety of reasons. Once is normally that these players cannot play in the attack. It is one reason. So they are very strong in defense. But then when they switch to the attack, they are much weaker. So it's one reason. And the other reason is also that this subphase bring naturally a lot of risk. No? So it means that this caused as many problems in the counterattack as in the returning. So changing the players in between this, so during this phase is one of the great problems why a counterattack didn't develop in such extent as, for example, attack or defense, set defense and attack on the set defense. Normally, I will try to show you some examples just for the beginning to get a little bit more practical impression where are the problems. It is a finish of the attack, and now start the counter attack. You can see the player who will now change. No, and it's not. The problem is that this player now here should be here. I will recall once again afterwards this video. So it means that the one more example you will see once again. So the player is changed here. These two players are changing. And now two players who should be here are on their way back into the defense, and normally now the wing player has a chance to score. It is already the beginning of the problem. So changing the players during the phases are one of the most problematic issues of the modern handball. Let's say of the modern handball. So it is now I showed you two different problems when returning and attackers change independent of the situation on the court. And now I will show you also the situation in the counter attack. Here is the player who should play as a pivot player, but now you can see instead he's going here. He's going immediately on the changing, and he cannot support anymore the counter attack as a pivot player. And normally then his teammates stop. I will try to explain you once again because it is a very complex problem during this action, and also very typical. Okay, once again, here is the player who should play or act as a pivot player. Now, it is also problematic the whole distribution of the players who must start into the counter attack. But now we should focus just on this player. Look at his substitution here. This is the right back player. So two players should change. This player who is a pivot player and this player who is a right back player. Now be careful. Now be careful. This player, we already explained, he must go, he should go on the line and support the counterattack behind the defenders. Now he chooses to go out and to change, but unfortunately, he's expecting the right back player who must change this player. Okay, so now it is the wrong change. And here is no player. Once again, so afterwards they stop now the player stopped. And from this case, you can very clearly see how the changing of the players during the sub phases of the counterattack and returning into defense influence on the counterattack. So when starting the counterattack, players change and stop, or at least don't support the counterattack. And when returning into the defense, if the players change, then they allow the attackers to score some easy goals, which normally could be prevented if the players normally return into the same defense. So two problems which are connected, but they occur due to the fact, the simple fact that many teams, or almost all teams, change the players. And it is also why I will try to introduce you my opinion about that. So what does it mean? It means that coaches must constantly decide whether to change players or not. So it means that when they start to make a game scenario, they must know, or is it worth to change the players during the phases or not? What they gain with this, or what they lose with this for their own team, and also for the even more important, or on the same importance, is also that they know that the coaches elaborate the tactic of changes of players also from the opponent team. So they must always consider whether the benefits of one or other decision outweigh the possible negative effects. We have positive effects of changing and also many negative. Now, normally we will try to find out why it would be better if the players are playing on the whole phases, not just the one phase and then interrupt the next phase. Then the second problem is of the tactical nature. Teams, but so one problem is changing. The second problem is tactical nature. Teams, by performing fast play, do not want to risk losing the ball quickly. I already tried to explain at the beginning. So many coaches who are not who don't lean on the technical and the tactical abilities of their own players, they're afraid about to lose the ball too quick. After the gaining the ball in the defense. And these two problems are somehow linked together, because as I tried to explain you at the beginning, many times players who are specialists for defense, or at least who are considered as a specialist for the defense, are less courage or less skillful in the counterattack. So we will see now some situations
equally well, and that's important. Lovely.
Okay, so it is completely I think that you will agree with me now that gaining the ball in defense, interception of the ball, is the great thing for the defense. But immediately losing the ball and then getting the goal from these situations are something which you want to avoid over the game. So every coach, every team want to avoid the situations when they get the ball and then immediately lose the ball. And also on the top level, Now, normally on the lower level, at the young age categories teams, it occur even more. So these situations are something which we really want to avoid. That's why we many times opted to say to the players, it's better to stop, not risk too much. But normally with this, we stop also our counterattacks. Now the next situation. So even the best players can easily lose the ball, and once again, it is painful. It is the most painful situation to easy to get the ball and then easy to lose the ball. Okay, so even during the extended counter-attack, when the players have more control over their game, they start to lose the ball. And it is, once again, it is the second reason why our counter-attack in handball is not so in the focus as we expected that it should be. So one problem is changing of the players. Another problem is tactic of the counterattack, when many coaches start to slow down the game because of the result, because of the too much risk during this counterattack. So these two factors we must always take into account when we try or when we think about our game scenario or our model of the game. So regardless of this, different types of counterattack has a lot of potential for handball. So I think that we should, in the next period, really focus a lot on the counterattack, and I will try to explain where are the main possibilities or opportunities. So for this reason, every team should design precise diagram of leaving of the playing positions in defense, so exact system of movement across the length and width of the playing field, which must be also well timed between all the players, space balance across the whole of the playing field, and timing normally. No, and then also every team should master a set concept of the extended fast attack, which can be adapted to the situations according to the particularities of the opponents returning to set zone defense. As you could see before, so many teams changed these players, and it gives the attackers in the counter-attack a lot of possibility to use this misunderstanding in between the defenders or problems with changing of the players, and to execute also the extended counter-attack and gain some kind of advantage during this sub-phase. But it is very important. Now, it's very important that we have. I will speak a little bit later, also a little bit more about that. So first of all, we have to master a basics about the concepts, and afterwards we should be able to adapt these concepts to the specifics of the opponents. So normally our training at the beginning should be imaginary. So we have to train to the imaginary opponent, but afterwards, on the basic of this knowledge, we must be able to adapt to the specifics of the opponents when they return into the defense. It is the main things. But if you want to do it, first of all, coaches must be well educated. They must be well informed how the players are playing in all phases. I made here a little bit the graphic where I put the players with their lines, how the players are returning into the defense. So right wing in a 6-0 defense, so right wing and the left wing are returning as the first and the sixth player in the defense. Then right back as a second player, pivot player as a third, and then a center back or left back can switch about the fifth and sixth place, and left back is on the fourth position in the defense. So it is somehow the schooler or a basic formation which is somehow adapted or we all try to follow this kind of distribution of the players in regard to their playing position into the attack. Now I will try to show you also a short explanation. So here are two players from the wing position, first and sixth player in the defense. Then it is the center back who play here in the fifth position, right back who play in this position, second position, left back who is playing on a fourth position, as I already tried to explain, and the pivot player who is playing here. Now, if you remember the situation which I show you before, when Karabatic used this situation, he used this player. So if the pivot player change, here is a gap. And on the other side, once again, here we have a path of the players or their distribution, how they're playing in the counter-attack. So these three line players first, and then afterwards center back, left back, and right back. And in this case, we normally get the good spatial distribution of the players, and then normally we just have to give them also the tactical instructions how they can act during this transition. But it is the basics. So every coach must know how their players from the defense are going to the attack, and from the attack to the defense. Okay. The same. It is also recommended that each team master the so-called different tactics of extended counter-attack. What does it mean? It means I will try to show us three different possibilities. First is cross between the left back and right back after a parallel or diagonal pass. Then change position among backs. Wing transition recommended. So it means that wing transition to the line is also recommended. And then the third part is the third possibility tactics execution of the transition by center back dribbling to the ball and then transition to an extended counter-attack. So we have three different possibilities how we can come into the position to make a so-called extended counter-attack. Once is cross in between the left back and right back, or right back and left back. And a second one is the changing of the position. Some experts call it also Yugo combination. It is recommended also the wing transition, so that wing players use the space behind the defenders. And the third one is the transition from the defense to the attack with the center back dribbling. This gives them the combination 1, left on the right side, combination 2, left and right, and combination 3. So it is as similar as if we attacked on the set defense, and it gives the players certainty that they always met the same situation, and then they can react tactically appropriate if they know that normally. Now I will show you now the situation. Of this kind of extended counter-attack. Okay, one player is changed, but it was fast changed. Okay, now it is this first situation. So change, cross in between the players, Okay, and now stop, and now stop. Now it is a tactical stop. Now it means that the attacker tactically stop. They use all the opportunities of the counter-attack. So it means that they cross the court very fast with the control movement all over the court, and then with the switch into the extended counter-attack. So and then afterwards, when they see that the defenders return well into the defense and they're correctly prepared to defend, when they recognize them, they stop, tactically stop, and then they went to the next phase. It means on the attack, they prepared attack on the set zone defense. So it is somehow the good ability of the team to have all phases: counter-attack, team counter-attack, extended counter-attack, stop, and then prolongation into the next sub phase. So in the attack on the set zone defense. Once players master this at the appropriate level, they can adapt to a specific opponent, and it can begin this kind of specific adaptation. It means that especially during the young age categories training, the players must get the information how they can go into the counter-attack, team counter-attack, which kind of possibilities they have to do it, as I try to explain. So cross between the back players, then you go, and the third one, for example, is bouncing the ball from the center back players all over the court, and then normally enter into the extended counter-attack. When they master this in a good level, then they can adapt to the returning of the certain team, so specific. Now, if the coach recognizes where are the most where are the weakness, where the returning team is weak, then they can easily say, okay, today with this match we will try to play this combination in the extended counter-attack, because the returning team change the players, and then is a gap on the place 1, on the place 2, on the place 4 in the defense. So we must be able to recognize that the opponents many times do this change, and many times also made a mistake, and we must use it. This kind of counterattacks, therefore, are supposed to represent a mixture between the general knowledge of the players, so this basic knowledge, and then the specific adaptation to the certain team and their specificity when they return into the defense. In this regard, coach must determine some parameters which are important for the efficiency of the counter-attack. So it means initial team, so which are initial team of our team, and then possible change of players between defense and attack. And once again, they must wait. They must find balance between the good things and the bad things, when they risks and the benefits of these changes. Is it worth to change the players during the counter-attack? Is it worth to change the players when returning into the defense, or they will give the instructions, go into the defense if the opponent team execute the counter-attack, or not? No, just come out independent of this. As we could see, for example, Kielce always changed the pivot player. Aginagalde, no, because he don't play in the defense, so he's always in his way to the bench. So he's never on the defense. For example, it is one extreme example, but it illustrates very well how we can use these tactics when execute the counterattack. So it is the first is the elaboration of our team, and then normally once again the elaboration of the opponent team. How the opponent team perform counterattack, or how they perform the changing of the players when they return into the set defense. So it is very important that the coaches, if they really want to get something from these sub phases of the counterattack, he must really define very good how the players will get something, how they will profit the back changings of the defending team. Then normally also direction of the play, initial half of the playground, which players are near to the substitution area, and so on. It must be the part of the match scenario. And normally then potential weak players or situations when return to the defense of the opponent team. And when we have this kind of scenario, then we can decide what we will do during the counterattack. Where are our chances to be successful during this counterattack? Not just simple counterattack, for example, one pass counterattack, but also many other situations during the team counterattack and also extended counterattack. So once the coach has determined all the above information, he decides to instruct the players performing the counterattack. So it is a great task of the coaches. Now, how to instruct the players? Well, it is limited possibilities of the players. Some of the players are able to get these informations and then to put it into the practice. Some of the players, they are not so smart, and if you just explain them how they must play during the match, they forget everything. So once the match started, they are not anymore in the position to control the decisions according to these instructions. So it means that some players are able to do it. Some players sometimes are a little bit scared about that. So it is a very complex situation. It is not just the matter of the coach's elaboration. It is also the matter how the players can accept this kind of informations. So the coach must consider the knowledge of their players and the ability to take advantage of these instructions. If no, then it's better to simplify as much as possible. Okay, here I put some possible. Some years ago, I made the elaboration about the final four matches in Colonia, semi-finals matches in the final four of European Champions League, just in regard to these changes. Now, as you can see, for example, the match, first semi-final match was in between the Vardar and Montpellier. And you can easily see also the differences, how these two teams start of the game. For example, here you can see just one change with these two players, and then here two, and very risky changes of the Vardar. Now it is in favor of my theory. Every time won the team who made just one change. So one necessary change was made by Montpellier team. Two perhaps also unnecessary changes by Vardar team, and on the other side, two perhaps sometimes also unnecessary changes of the Paris Saint-Germain team, and just one change from the Nantes team. So it also this can give us some kind of information now how these changes can influence also final outcome or result of the match if the players change in a great extent during these two phases. I will recall you once again this situation. Okay, now you are a little bit more informated. So 2 players no should go out. Now they simply cannot take a profit from this situation, but they have chances. If the pivot player go to this space, so the player who was supposed to change, so Njokas, who is not very good in the defense, he would be in the bad position. They don't get the best their best defender into the defense. So why to change? No, why to change when the player is here is very weak. Now it's I will try to show you once again the situation which occurred in the last phase. So here is the player who should be here. Now it is, and that's why the player who changed here made, from my point of view, a great mistake, because he didn't allow the attackers to perform a good extended counter-attack supported by the pivots, and it leads to the stop of the counter-attack in spite of the fact that this counter-attack had a lot of potential. Paris team has a lot of potential to continue with their attacking, but normally because of this change, it was a problem. Now we will try to elaborate a little bit more also about the goalkeeper's options regarding passing to the counter-attack. Also, this is let's say so basic knowledge which after that must be adapted to the specifics. First of all, we have long passes to the wing. So first option, but it is very risky. So it is not in equilibrated matches, in a match when where there is not unequilibrated teams. It occur very rarely. So there is not many opportunities for the goalkeepers to pass these long passes without a great risk. So many coaches, as I try to explain, you say no, don't pass it. Just pass it if there is really 100% opportunity that it will be successful. No, otherwise don't do it. So it is a very risky pass. The same is valid also for this pass, goalkeeper to the pivot player. Then we get the short pass to center back, less risk, and the most of the beginning of the counter attacks are with this short pass. So mostly the players start with a short pass from goalkeeper to the center back. Sometimes also with the middle distance pass from the goalkeeper to the right back or the left back, especially when this player, center back player, is covered. And it means that now we get also the impression. So mostly we will get the situation when the center back will play from his position with passing to him, then crossing, as I tried to explain you before, switching the position or dribbling the ball. So these three possibilities are mainly present on the handball matches. So normally we must be able to introduce that also in our tactic of counter-attack against the certain or specific opponent, and also we must prevent our returning into defense according to this.
For him, and he gets him and he hits him.
Okay, now first situation. Okay, now the goalkeeper could pass the ball also directly to the pivot, but he opted to the center back, and center back now decide to whom he will pass the ball. There are many reasons why it is so. It's perhaps it is not. It is not now.
Called attacker foul against the line.
Once again, center back player. And a simple execution of the counter attack. But once again, goalkeeper, center back. That's why, you know, it is also the reason why is so important. It is also the reason why it's so important that we have in the defense always, or at least as much as possible, also the center back players. So center back player are so important, is the key player, not just in the attack on the set zone defense, but also in the attack, in the counter attack.
For Donald.
Next situation, so it's clear. Oh, now he can pass also the risky pass, as I tried to explain you. But now he opted immediately. No, he opted immediately for center back. Now in center back is the player who will now try to continue the play with many options. So now he opted the pivot player in regard to the also the bad defending of the players.
King today.
And now it is really very clear. Let's say so. It's not so obvious immediately from the okay. Now goalkeeper center back now bouncing the ball. It also, how to say, very useful. No, that many times on a basketball way, center back, very skillful. No, bounce the ball. So it is the main possibility of how to start the counter attack. And we must know that the goalkeeper, center back, and then develop all kind of possibilities. Now, if you agree with me, now we could make a short break, and then continue. Or we can also switch to the questions.
Okay, questions first. If anybody has any questions in Q&A,
Okay.
but so far I see no questions.
Okay, then just 3-4 minutes.
3-4 minutes.
Perhaps.
Okay, Marko.
Okay, perhaps someone will
take your time. I
will.
will take over in between. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. I will mute you and stop your video. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, everybody. So we have a short break in between. In the meantime, I can share you some presentations of Slovenia, and then Marko goes again when he's ready. Okay, so I will just play you in between 2-3 videos promotional from beautiful country of Slovenia. If anybody didn't visit yet, you should definitely. Okay, Marco, so when you will be ready again, just do new screen sharing and you can start again, okay? And Marco, don't forget to turn on your camera again.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay.
We cannot
so-
see you yet, so just turn on your camera again.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Okay, we can see you, we can hear you.
Okay. Now, as I tried to explain, first was this basic knowledge, which each coach must master very good. Now, it's holistic knowledge, let's say so, and that's why also every coach after the playing career must focus a lot about the study of the basics. Now, how is the structure of the handball? Now, it's the whole structure. Attack on the zone defense,
الهجوم والدفاع
defenses, and so on. So all kind of structural elements of the handball must be easy to recognize for each coach. And afterwards, he must be able also to, on the basis of this knowledge, he must be able to recognize the specifics of the opponent teams. So normally, also he must be able to recognize the specifics of his own team. What are the good things of his own teams, own team? But especially when prepared the game scenario for the match, he must be able normally with a good analysis, especially video analysis, he must be able to recognize the weaknesses and the strong things of the opponent. In regard to this, then he must be able to prepare their players. Now, once again, the problem is that the focus mostly the coach is mostly focused on the play against the set zone defense in the attack, and they think, okay, now in the counter attack, if there will be some opportunities, we will play it. If no, it doesn't matter. So they just focus on the counter attack. But normally, then they abandon this opportunity, which are giving with the great space of the handball court, during the counter-attack. So it is not something, it is not the way that we want to develop our handball. We want to develop our handball in the way that all the phases will be as much as possible elaborated. So that's why I tried to explain you this basic knowledge first, and now we will try to skip to the specific match. I choose one match from last year's Champions League, European Champions League, between Kiel and Szeged. Both of teams, so top teams, and this match is very interesting also because of the lot of goals. Well, immediately when you see that one match finish with the result, when one team scored more than 30 goals, it is almost impossible that they score these goals just from the situations in the attack on the set zone defense. It means that there were in this match with many goals, many counterattacks also occurred, and it is my interest now to elaborate such possibilities. And not just this. So I appreciate very much both coaches and both teams from this point of view, that they really very precisely prepare this kind of game scenario also during the counterattacks, all phases, also these complex phases, counterattack and extended counterattack, then returning into defense. And one more thing, both things have some problems. So they have really excellent team. No, with if we just observe the attack on the zone defense or just zone defense, we say, okay, there is nothing to add, or they are really complete teams, no problems with them. But when we then go a little bit more into deepness of their the team constitution, then we see that they have some problems. So we'll try to explain you now first on the graphics, and afterwards also on the videos. So Kiel's lineup was so they started with 6-0 defense, and they changed two players, Zarabec as a center back player, and Reikind as a right back player. But no, where was the main problem of the Kiel teams? Where the coach must really very good take into account benefits or bad things when prepare the counterattack. Not Reikind or Weinhold as the right backs, they're pretty much the same situation. Attack as attackers and as defenders, they're on a pretty same level. No, so constitution almost the same, abilities to play in the defense almost the same, abilities to play in the attack almost the same. So there was not a problem. But the problem is here this player. So Zarabec, who is excellent player in the attack on the set zone defense, but there is very difficult to find a place for him into the defense. So it means that the coach is almost always forced to change him for the game into the set defense, especially because their defense is composed from two pivots. No, two pivots who are in the middle, where is the greatest danger from the opponent side to score the goal. So here they really reinforced their defense into the center. Now with two pivots. Okay, one pivot then moved into the counter-attack in the wide position on one side. So another very important thing is that they use the tactic of not changing the players during the counter-attack. So it means that they first execute the counter-attack and afterwards and try normally to take a profit from this phase. And afterwards, so when they finish the counter-attack or extended counter-attack, then they execute the change of the players and continue with the attack on the set zone defense. So it means that they try to first make a good counter-attack Now, then see if everything is okay. Now, and then stop and start with this kind of defense. So here you can see also the real players on the playground. So Ekberg, Weinhold, Pekeler and Vinček at the center, then Sagosen and Landin on the 5th and 6th position. Then another very important thing is how the opposing team, so Szeged, changed the players. So they have the same situations, 2 pivot players at the center, what is many times now occur because the pivot players are excellent in the defense, and normally they coaches want to use them in the defense, not just one, also two pivot players. But the problem is that they change one player and they use the tactic of change independent of the on the face of the counterattack. So even if the situation is bad for the defending team, they try to change the player. And there is one more problem is that Gaber as a second defender play on this position on third defender, not on the fourth. So fourth defender is another pivot player, Ibanhidi, and he's going here. So it is one more difficulty for these players. But the most problematic thing is that left back player always change the situation, and now the situation occur on both these players. So one pivot player, Vinček, is staying in between the second and third player, and another one, Pekeler, he don't go out. He stay on the playground and always stay in between the fifth and the sixth players, who are mainly weak players. Now, then we can see, for example, on these photos also. Now, here is the Bodo, who once again he changed. He doesn't matter. No, he don't observe the situation, and he don't decide in accordance with the situation. He goes out. And then Gaber, as I tried to told you, he goes in, and this caused a lot of problems for the defending team. No, first you can see now the player who should be on this position is now on the third player when Gaber should be, but because of the good execution of the counterattack from the Kiel's side, they were forced to change. No? And now we have the situations. Here one pivot, here the second pivot, and two back players. Very skillful right back player. No, as I tried to explain you also, he's going to the attack. He don't want to change here. No changing. First is the counter attack, and afterwards change of into defense. Now I will try to show you the first situation. And now here is the good possibilities, even if the team change, and the players always try to take a profit from these positions in the extended counter attack. It is a little bit also, when I try to explain you the scholastic way of executing the prolonged counter attack, I spoke about 3 other possibilities. But normally, then the coach who is able to recognize the possibilities which are given by their own players, no, then they can use also all kind of other situations. 2 pivots, excellent solution. No, 2 pivots, especially game with a tall and player with a great mass. No, toward the weak players on the position 6. No, and on the other side, super pivot on the position 2 were also a player who is not extremely strong. So from my side, from my point of view, it was excellent solution from the Kiel's coach, who is able to compose this kind of positions. Okay, so it's once again the situation which occur during these positions. Okay, now I will try to show you some examples. Pass center back, and now let's try to. Okay, now it is a situation which is very easily recognized from the point of view of the attackers, and it gives the players certain degree of security. Now they know all the time how can they continue to play, also in regard to the weakness of the defense. Now it was here was a change, one change Horak, but it was the same. So even if here played he was not Pekler. Now here there was a Horak because Pekler was out in this very action. No, but the tactic remained almost the same or completely the same. Second situation. Once again, the same. Pivot player in between the second and third, and second one in between the 15-6 player. And now use the second situation. So it is easily recognized. It can be easily recognized how the attackers in the extended counter-attack create these situations, which are extremely good for their execution of counter-attack. Next possibility. Now first it is a Szeged counter-attack. Now occurred the situation for the Kiel counter-attack again. Now you can see now the situation. There is no player. The player who is late, no, he can just go in and out. So why? And it was obvious that they know what to do because of this bad change of the player who now is entered. So it is real a great ability of the players, no, to know where the players is changed on the left side. So once again, easily recognized situation and profit once again, the same situation, even more pronounced, the situation where the weakest part of the returning team is here. They simply cannot change in appropriate way to prevent the counterattack. Okay, then the same scenario can apply also in the fast execution of throw off. So it means that also during the fast execution of throw off, which can be also the part of the counter attack, we can use the same scenario. Once again, so two pivots, one here, and then continue with the play. Even then, normally each shoot or every shoot cannot be successful, but still normally the chance occur because of the good execution of the counterattack. So now you can also see the first situation of the Sega team. We will elaborate it later on. See once again. So really great problems occur in this part of the defense, and attackers exactly know how to stand, how to attack during the prolonged counterattack from the and to execute and to take a profit from all kind of possibilities which occur from the tactical and technical situation. Know where are the weak players. Know where are the situations which are good to be executed. Now there are also some danger. Now, I take one. I extract one situation. So it means if someone don't do it in a proper way, then immediately the problem can occur, and then the players once again. So it means that Reikind here is okay. I try to say that he's on an equal level from the tactical and technical from technical point of view as Weinhold, but here he showed this kind of non-disciplinated execution of the prolonged counterattack, because he opted too fast, or he was not care enough. He didn't care enough about the shot, and with this normally then he opened the space. So it is a great danger, no, to the players who has too much courage, let's say so, or too less tactical, too few tactical knowledge, then they can open the game. And it was one of these, as I tried to told you, risky situations, no, where the players and normally then once again then it opened the space once again on the middle, because there is no pivot, second pivot, it's just one pivot player, and normally they have to open space. Now this second player who must be here is on the bench. So there is not just the benefits. There is also a danger, and normally that coach must also predict where this danger can occur, and then also normally speak with the players and say, look, it is not this situation will occur, but don't rush too much. Now, if there is a possibility to shoot it. If no, just try to find out the new solutions. It's a very huge task for each coach now to decide this now. And then Szeged team, another one also very interesting. I already tried to explain something during the kill counterattack elaboration. Now here are two pivots. Then sometimes they put also Mačkošek as the left back players. It is much better situation. Now it's if here instead of the Banhidi or Gaber play Mačkošek, so that he can go and act as left back player also in counter attack. If no, then they try to immediately change the player. So if we compare to the kill counter attack and prolonged counter attack, Szeged don't want to play with two pivots in the prolonged counter attack. Perhaps it's pity because these two players are also extremely well prepared, and these tactics with two pivot can be very useful, especially once again because now the kill team has a weak defender here, so good attacker but weak defender. So the normally coach of the Szeged team should predict that this player must go out and something is open. Okay, now it is also the sideline up, and this is a kill change once again. Now it is the weakest position is here. So in the center remain the empty space because of this of these players who must go in. So here and here for a moment the problem can occur once again. So now the Reitkind or Weinhold can go back, no problems. But if the on the central back is the Rabes, they cannot be on the same level as, for example, this player. So here you can see a right back player who go out, and then normally the situation which occur at the end of the counter attack. I will now try to show you the video. Now it here. Okay. Now the play goes out. He has enough time to change, but still also enough time to prepare good counterattack. Okay, now Szeged, some examples. Szeged always start with the first pass between the goalkeeper and center back. So it is almost the same. But now look, two players are going out. Now it is obvious that the player on the right back has weak options or weak abilities to execute in a good way. Very bad overview of the goalkeeper, but still now Mačkošek tried to, and now you see the defending team must change the tactic. So the center back players remained on the court, and now it is a great option also for the attackers to continue. New situation and change to players. See, then you can easily see now the problematic of this kind of counter-attack when the players opted to stop. And now if we also compare these two tactics, we can also find out this 5 goals difference in favor of Kiel, where they scored the goals in the counter-attack or prolonged counter-attack. Okay, now they finally find out the good situation, and they didn't stop. It is the most important thing. So the situation when the player, when the pivot player is in between the fourth and fifth player. If somebody remember last time when we met 2 years ago in Zreče, I tried to explain you this kind of play, the tactic of play, inside or outside block of the pivot on the fourth and fifth player, and then play toward him from the center back. Now they try to execute in this regard here, and they always try to do it in the prong counter-attack, but too many times they stopped. It was a great potential of the prong counter-attack, because the players in the defense have problems how to defend well, how to prepare themselves. Then defense 6 versus 7. Excellent option. It is one of the most risky situations, and then they after some of these attacks, the kill coach stop. You can see the result. It was somehow, from my point of view, even as I tried to explain you, I really appreciate coach's tactical preparation. But here I could not recognize why they switched to the tactic 7 to the 6 and open the situation. So it was the how to say, and now you can see also now from the coach's point of view, you can see now also the one situation. How for example these wrong situations or wrong decisions can influence on whole team performance or whole team psychology. Here the goalkeeper is angry. The coach, look at the coach. You see how it can influence. And now they had a lot of how to say good luck that Szeged didn't made more profit from these situations. One more. As I explained, they have a good luck that the Szeged in these situations didn't take more profit from that. But if someone remembered the match who was decisive for the quarterfinal on the last World Championship between Egypt and Slovenia, Slovenia has a five goals advantage, and then in 2 or 3 minutes they lost 4-0. Because of this play 6-7, and especially 6 against 6 when they have a player less. So they lost too many balls in 2 minutes. They lost their whole advantage, for which they fight it 40 minutes, for example, something like that. Now it is very also from the psychological point of view, it is very complicated thing. So this good assessment of the benefits and the problems which occur are very important from the coach's point of view. One more. Danger once again. Once again, you see, so a completely unlogical Now you can see now also the reaction of the coach. Now we are here. So going to counter-attack or no? So many lost balls, no, so many bad decisions, so many. So it is completely unlogical shot. So if he made, for example, in this moment, false shot or feint or try to do something else, okay. But now in this situation, shooting from the ground toward the complete ready, the defense has no sense. So that's why once again now next time coach will say don't do it. It's better to stop. No, and we are now at the beginning of my presentation. So it means how to prepare the players that they have that they execute and take a profit from the counter-attack, extended counter-attack from this phase of the transitional phase. No, but not to take too much risk, which can influence them on the bad result. And normally all coaches, each coach is depends on their results. So it is risky, but we must put more focus how to train and how to make our players more able to make less errors and more good things during the counter-attack. It is all from my side. Now, if there are some questions, I'm ready to discuss a little bit about this topic.
Thank you, Marko. We will see now if anybody has any questions. Guys, now is the right time to ask. Just type them in Q&A or raise your hand or whatever, so we can, communicate. Let's wait for a minute or two and we will see. Okay.
Matisse, can you hear me?
Yes, hi Nabil, everybody can hear you now.
I'd like to thank Marko for a fantastic delivery as usual. It's I think Marko is one of the main guys for our course, usually and always. His big support, always the thing he brings the end of the research and handball field. And I think it's a great beginning for our course. I'm sorry for some inconvenient for registration, but thanks to Matisse and thanks to Ayman for making it. This is the beginning of 8 days of quality, high-level delivery course, and I think tonight we have seen the quality we will have in the rest of the week. So if we don't have any question, Marko, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
In the upcoming days, you have another lecture, and maybe if they have any questions, they can save it till the next lecture. Tomorrow, it's going to be me about psychology, and we were going to see the preparation for the game. And there's a term now, tactical psychology training, and we will see it tomorrow. So thank you so much. Miran, if you want to say a few words before we finish our lecture. I'd like to thank our translator, Mr. Ahmed, for his good job. I was checking, and I think from now on we have a good number, good participant, and we are together again. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Marko. Thank you, Matisse. Thank you, translator. Thank you, Ayman. And good start. Thank you. See you tomorrow then.
Okay, guys, that's it for today. We will end the course now and we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, good night, everybody. Bye-bye.